Just waiting for a few folks to arrive. Waiting on a few people to come through the door. Greetings. Greetings, greetings. Y'all want to know the best water? Is this right here. Avion is the best water to drink. It has electrolytes already in there naturally, no artificial anything. If you want to hydrate, forget about that old offering, y'all. I'm sorry. But what I was saying was either get you some Avion water. If you're looking for the best water, get Avion or Fiji water. Those two are the best for hydration. All the other waters are garbage. The Dasanis and the what's the other ones? Dasani, what's the other names? Now I can't think of the other names. But they're all garbage. They're all garbage. Get you some Avion. It's expensive, but I'm telling you, you'll be thoroughly hydrated. Hey, Philly, do you like Essentia water? No. I'm telling you, all the other waters are garbage. Get Avion water. You're going to feel the difference when you start drinking it. You're going to really feel hydrated. And I'm telling you, as a person, I always suffered from dehydration, constipation, and all of that. Like chronic, all my life suffered from that. Avion water fixes it. If you have constipation problems, any kind of bowel things going on, Avion. Avion is it. And I know they sell it. Where's the cheapest place I've seen this at? Maybe Walmart. I'm trying to think of where they have it cheap at. But it kind of averages out everywhere you go. But I think it's a little bit cheaper at Walmart. Just a little bit. Hey, Salkis, love your videos. Keep it up. We need you. Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks for supporting the channel and watching. It's the electrolytes in it. I think it has, because of the sodium content, it has magnesium in it, potassium, silica, a neutrality pH of 7.2, calcium. So it has a few things in it already built into it. You don't have to add nothing to it. You don't have to add no electrolyte powders or anything like that to you. Just drink. Because it hydrates you. Who's that? Control? Constipation is dehydration. That's what it is. Dehydration from some sort of gut issues going on where you're not getting the nutrients from the food, or if you're eating the wrong stuff and your body's flushing out the toxins, the more water you lose, and thus constipation and all that stuff. So that's what that is. Oh, thank you, Miss P. A makeup tutorial. That's not what I do here, girl. I don't do makeup tutorials. At one time, I was an aspiring makeup artist, but that was really short lived. That's not what this channel is about. There's so many of them out there that do, excellent, thorough jobs at it. Y'all just gonna have to go there. You just messing? Oh, you're just messing with me. All right, cool. So y'all, Y'all know I'm on this kick lately about being careful who you sleep with, about debunking a lot of myths about, hoes are winning, slut walking, why you should slut shame. You need to be ashamed of slutting. And what else? And just how you need to really qualify and quantify these relationships, because a lot of us are complaining about things that we really contribute to. We contribute to uh, the results that we're getting, in that men are not asking for your hand in marriage. They don't want or don't feel they need to commit to you, and these sort of things. A lot of this has to do with our behaviors and how we vet these men and what we offer them, what we give them without putting them to the test, without a trial. You know, and it's not even, I hate to even call these things games, and what else do we usually call them? Games, courtship. Y'all know the terminology. To me, it's what you do to save your life. To me, you have to ask questions. You have to wait, because your life is at stake. And I keep pressing that issue because what we're being sold out here is that sex is just is something fun to do. It's something to satisfy you. You do it because you're grown and nobody can tell you what to do. So you have a right to your pleasure and to do what you want with who you want and how many you want and all that kind of stuff. And I really want to neutralize some of that noise, because a lot of this stuff, a lot of this indoctrination that we are subjected to, it's causing, on the back end, it's causing a lot of us a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression. A lot of y'all are giving up on aspirations of getting married and having children and living quote unquote normal lives, because you just feel there's no chance in hell for these things. We are in a new unique sensitive position in society, black women. And if you are a woman that's average, that's an average looking black woman, you are even in a more sensitive category than your other prettier comrades. You really have to see things as black and white. No gray areas. Like no gray areas whatsoever. I said in my last live that one of the main reasons why we can't, it doesn't benefit us to subscribe to these frivolities like screw who you want, um, just do what you want with whoever you want, how much of it that you want, and all that, is because ladies, you go to the CDC site right now, and we already lead statistically in every damn venereal disease there is. We are usually 7 to 9 times higher in rates of transmission or contraction of any disease involving sex. Name one: gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, whatever it is, we are getting it at least from a 7 to 9 times higher rate than any other woman in any other racial class. We are now, black people as a whole, both male and female, contracted higher than anybody else, it seems like. But black women, when we weigh black women against white, Asian, Indian, whoever, we're the ones that are the most cases belong to faces like us. The most cases belong to faces like us. What does that say? What does that say about us? Is it because we don't have education? Is that one of the reasons why we lead in all of these cases? Is it an education thing? Is it a and the education thing would also be a money thing too. It would be a class thing, because if you don't have education, of course you're not making any money either. And we have to ask ourselves, well, why is it that we're leading? We're leading in STDs, but we're not leading in marriage. We have the highest cases of STDs and the lowest cases statistically of actual marriage. I think something like 50 something percent of black women have never been married. We ain't even talking about divorce. Like 50 something, over 50% have never been married, but we have the most cases of STD, STI, whatever other letters in the alphabet they got. What's going on? What's going on here? What's going on here? So, I feel with all the statistics that are stacked up against us, we have to start rethinking and reevaluating how we're showing up in the world, how we have to show up in society. You know, black women will defend their sexuality and their right to have sex with who they want before they defend the safety of their children, uh, or or maybe equal opportunities for employment, or non-GMO foods, or whatever's on the docket, whatever can be protested against, police brutality or whatever. Black women will defend their sexuality. And how many, who, when, if, where, what, why, and all that stuff, they will defend anything dealing with sex first. First and foremost. Like, that needs defending. Y'all don't already know that we are notorious for women who are built for a good time? If there's nothing else that we have, we got the label that we are built and designed for a good time. Maybe not designed for being a wife, or being a mother, or being a life partner, or being any of those things. But for a good time, we already got that down. We already got that down, and we hold on to that for dear life. Like that's the one thing, that's our calling card. If nothing else we got over white women is that we can probably screw better than that. Our bodies are made for pleasure. We're more designed for the pleasures of men than any other woman. That's our claim to fame. But yet nobody's marrying us. Nobody's running down the aisle with us. We are getting screwed. Left, right, and center. Screwed. And that's about it. That's about it. Heard earlier today a friend's son has a girlfriend, but both are virgins. Wow. He went to Atlantic City last weekend with friends and other girls. Slept with one girl. Now has chlamydia. Are you serious? Wow. Now, you see, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I did a post, was it yesterday or the day before? And I said safe sex isn't real. Safe sex isn't real. And it's a controversial statement to make, right? But I want y'all to think about every partner that you've had. Those of you who are sexually active. And in the beginning, it starts off safe. You take precautions because, frankly, you're scared. You don't know what this is going to be. You don't know if he's going to call you again or whatever. And you want to seem conscientious at least with the protection part. You are a slut having sex with him on the second date, but at least require him to wear a condom. This is what you're saying in your mind. Like, I don't want to look like a total whore, so let me at least have condoms in my pocket so he can think that I have a brain. That I'm a little responsible. So you whip out the condom. You require him to wear it on the first run, the first rodeo. The first rodeo happens. The sex was, pretty decent. You're like, you know what? This wasn't bad. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't bad. I think I'll give him another shot. He worth another shot. So you have sex with him again. You whip out the condom. This time he whips out the condom too. Like, well, yeah, you ain't the only one who's responsible here. I am too. So he whips out his Magnum. which may or may not fit. Usually a lot of these dudes with magnums don't need no magnum. They really need a extra small, but hey, you can't tell them that. So he whips out the magnum. Y'all do it. It was pretty good again. A little bit better because you build up a little confidence and you told him to move left or move right or whatever. So it was great. So by the time the next Subway sandwich dinner comes, right? Because he taking you. Well, now he don't have to take you to dinner. He can take you to Starbucks and you can get a latte and a croissant. It ain't that deep. He ain't got to take you to no 5-star. So you meet him for lunch. You get your little croissant and on cream cheese and your little grande coffee, and y'all go for a little afternoon run. And by this time, this is about the third or fourth time you know each other. You're more relaxed. You got feelings for him now. You think he got feelings for you because he's coming so hard. Girl, he comes so hard. He came more than once, girl. I know he liked me. Because he came more than one. He came 2 times, girl. Back to back. I know I got some good, girl. So you do it again. But this time he goes, I want to feel you. I want to feel you. And you go, what? What you mean you want to feel me? Ain't you feeling me right now? What you mean you want? No, I want to feel you. I want to feel you, how you feel. Just a little bit. Just let me put the head in. Just let me feel around. And you like, oh gosh, but you thinking about dates now. Am I ovulating right now? Okay, I did take my pill. What's today? Today's the 16th. Okay, so I ovulated last week. I might be safe. I can't get pregnant right now because I think I ovulated last week. All right, fuck it. It's good and everything. All right. So you let him put it in without a condom on the fourth nut. You let him put it in just because he only said he's gonna put the head in, right? So it ain't no big deal. He just gonna put the head. He just want to feel it a little bit. So you let him put the head in, and he hit the spot. He hit the spot. It's skin to skin now. He hit the spot. So before you know it, he start moving hips, and he pile driving in there, raw. Raw. And that was not the plan. The plan was I have condoms in my bag that I am intending to use. The plan was not to have your legs up in the air, getting beat down, getting your cervix beat down raw. But it happened because you have feelings for him. He's making a request, and you now feel guilty because you have feelings for him and not providing that feeling for him because you want to impress him. You want to make him like you even more. And you feel like, well, okay, if I do this thing, he's going to like me even more. If I open up and let him fish around my cervix and dig around in my cervix with a raw head, he's going to really, really be in love with me. So you let him do it. He nuts, you know. You go ahead and you run to the pharmacy, get your spermicide or whatever you get your vinegar and water douche or whatever. Maybe you had that in your bag too. Maybe you had the douche in your bag after he nuts so you can wash it all away, not knowing that you really squirting the sperm, having less route for the sperm to go when you douche and stuff after that, because some of them little buggers don't get out. Some of them little bugs, you let them swim right up into your damn uterus. So you do that, right? It was good. It felt good. It felt better than it did with the condom. So the next time you do it, he's now asking you, well, how you feel about licking my balls a little bit? We already did, and you think, well, damn, wait, what? Did it raw, so you know. What am I holding out on that for? So, he asks, well, just a little bit, just lick my balls a little bit. And you're like, oh man, I have to do that. But I did let him do it raw. So, I mean, we in it now. Like, what would be the point of me holding out, Shit, if I get herpes, man, but damn. But the dick is good. I like him, hopefully, well, maybe he'll be my boyfriend or something. So you lick his balls. You lick his balls raw. You lick his balls raw. But before that, he might go down on you. Since you did it raw, he may reciprocate by going down on you raw the next time. So that's usually, I'm really rushing things here, because before you lick his balls, he'll probably eat you out raw first. He'll probably eat you out raw first, right? As thank you, Mrs. Robinson, for, you know, letting me hit that raw. Let me give you a little gift now. So he puts his saliva and, the mucus from his mouth, all the bacteria that's in his mouth, the cheese steak from last week that he didn't floss out from between his teeth. All of that goes on your vagina. All that goes on your vagina raw. So he's licking it up, lopping it up. Even though y'all ain't officially anything, he enjoy eating it because, his ego is stroked from giving you pleasure. So he does that. So he licks it, lops it up. You don't even have to really be clean or freshly washed. You don't have to put a baby wipe. Some of y'all do the baby wipe thing before you have sex instead of actually washing your ass. You do the baby wipe thing as a freshen up. So he's cool with that. He's cool with a little twang, a little vinegar, a little salt and vinegar down there, a little fish, a little tartar sauce. It's all right because he ain't wifing you. It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. He could take it. So he eats you out, and then to reciprocate, you lick his balls. You lick his balls. So then before you know it, y'all having sex raw. By at least the fifth, by at least the fifth nut. And this is contingent upon him not coming twice in one session. At least the fifth nut, y'all are going to be doing something unprotected. That's usually how it goes. It starts off real conscientious because both of y'all don't know. He don't know if he could please you. He don't know what he facing. You don't know what he got. And but if it's good now, hear me out now. If the nut is good, you're gonna take a chance. You're gonna comply with the request to let me just feel it a little bit. I'll put the condom on. Let me just feel it a little bit. You're gonna comply with that. That's usually how this thing goes. So when I say there is no such thing as safe sex, this is what I mean is it starts off as put on the condom. I'm not doing anything else risky. I'm not putting my mouth there. I might not even kiss you. I don't know. But by the second and third one, both of y'all like, shit. This thing good right here. Let's risk it all. Shit, let's risk it all. Isn't that what we say? Let's risk it all. Talk to me. There is no such thing as safe sex. You are putting yourself at risk. Maybe not the first time, but the sixth time is coming. If it was good, there's going to be a sixth time. There's going to be a 10th time. There's going to be 3 in one night maybe, and the third nut, the condoms on the floor flung to on the corner of the bedroom. If he one of those dudes that can nut 3 times in one session, one of those nuts ain't gonna have a condom on. One of those. And here we are. Here we are. You get up. You got sperm dripping down your legs, You're all sweaty. You're like, oh shit, what did I do? Damn. You looking at him like, it was so good, but now I gotta wait for my period to come. I gotta make sure, okay, 3 more days is supposed to be here. So you waiting. You ain't thinking about all the other stuff that you just exposed yourself to. I mean, pregnancy is just one part of it. The dude could have anything. He could have anything, and he just gave it to you. And what you need to be concerned about, I'm getting a call in. There's so many other things to be concerned about, besides pregnancy. But that takes a back seat. That's like the worst thing for most people. That's the worst thing that can happen is a pregnancy that you don't want. But there's a lot of women that get up from that bed never the same again because they've contracted things that they have to take medications for or have a special diet for or whatever it is for the rest of their lives. I've had personal friends who've gone sterile. Personal friends who have gone sterile. Hold on. Hold on. Why is this? Hold on, y'all. Yeah, so I've had oh my God, I'm getting a call in here. Y'all, let me cut this live. I'm gonna have to do a part two. I gotta take this call. Yes. Okay, am I back on? My daughter always bothers me when I'm doing a live. It never fails. Can y'all hear me? Is anybody there? Somebody say they can hear me. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, so what that I had a few girlfriends back in the days had problems with having children and different things happen from prolonged untreated STDs and things like that going on with these dirty dick you know what's. And listen, y'all, at the end of the day, it's really never worth it to put yourself at risk. I know what your whole friends, I know what your flea bag whole friends tell you. They tell you, if you wait, if you decide to wait and you're the only girl in the bunch waiting, your friends are going to tell you you lame, you a scaredy cat, you what? You're a panty waist, you afraid of your own shadow, you need to get it together, woman up, be a woman about yours, don't let men run you, you run them, and this is about your pleasure and everything like that. Why would you hold back on your pleasure and all that kind of stuff? Because when I was 16, they were saying the same shit too. Girl, you need to go on. What you saving it for? What you saving it for? Saving it for what? And these were the same girls who got pregnant in high school. You running with them, you taking off, you cutting school with them to go to the abortion clinic and all kind of goddamn shenanigans. All kind of goddamn shenanigans. For what? For a nut? For a nut? So so there's that. There is that. I want young women to know that you're worth waiting for. You have to start saying that to yourself every single day. I know what kind of culture we live in because I live in it too. We live in a whole culture, and I'm telling you what women your age are saying certain things to pressure you into being okay with that lifestyle. And women with my age are saying the same shit to each other too. I'm like, ho, you tired and through, ho. You got gray hair on your head and your vagina, and you still about that life? Like, how many men got to run through you for you to understand that, for you to get it in your head that, okay, this ain't gonna take me nowhere. This ain't gonna take me nowhere. So the peer pressure part is never going to end. I'm just letting you know. If you're 20, 21, 19, 18, and they saying it now, when you're 30, you're gonna have hoes around you 30 saying, girl, go ahead and get it. When you're 40, you're gonna have a 40-year-old hoes around. Hot girl summer. Go ahead and get you a vacation. Go ahead and take time off for work and go handle that. Go tighten up. Go tighten up on somebody beach and go get yours. That's what they're going to say. That's what they're going to say. So listen, it's always better to be safe than sorry. It's always going to be better to be safe than sorry. Once you start having sex, the road to dissatisfaction opens wide like a birth canal. Like a baby crowning to come out of twats. Your dissatisfaction, that Pandora's box opens and all kind of foolery, fuckery comes out with it. All sorts of shit comes out with it. You have these hoes, these bad built body hoes talking about I'm living my best life. You know, they in bikinis when they should be in the what they call them damn bathing suits that cover your whole self up. What they call it, the unitard? I don't know what the fuck they call it, but that's what they need to be in. But they in shit that don't fit. You know, they making excuses about their weight, about their chin hair, and you know the reason why they hate their job. And, you know, it's an excuse for every damn thing. That's the road. That's the road that you're headed to. Making excuses for why you don't like yourself is what that road leads to. When you are not conscientious and you're not smart and you're not calculated, you know when women get calculated and cunning, when they get old and washed up. That's when they get when men stop looking at women. When women start hitting the wall, they get even more cunning. They get even more cunning. They become more expert in lies and presenting lies and different things because, I mean, they have to survive. And they can't survive off of looks anymore. They have to survive off of charm and illusions of some sort. So as women get older, they get better at lying. They get better at misconstruing, misrepresenting the truth and all of that stuff because that's after a while that's all you got. All you got is game. That's all you got in the end. And this is one of the reasons why I tell women if you are starting life unattractive, it's almost synonymous as you being a woman that's hitting the wall, that's old. Unattractive women and old women have the same problem. Pretty much. We have the same problem. And you need to be wise about things. You need to be calculated about things. But not to your own demise. But for self-preservation purposes. You know, for the fact that the majority of people who will come into your life will feel because you are in a lower position that it's okay to con you, that it's okay to mistreat you, that it's okay not to give you the things that you're requiring because they're assuming that you're coming with your hands open like, please, I'm begging you, please love me, please help me, please whatever. This is what people are going to assume. So unattractive women, you have to be like, okay, well, what's the risk? What's the risk and reward? Everything you do, you have to calculate risk and reward. And sex especially, because the chances of somebody just dumping on you and using you as a human blow up doll is so damn high. It is so damn high. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But you know, that's what we call a harsh truth, a black pill moment, and something a lot of us don't want to we don't want to openly admit that because then, you know, somehow we feel it's degrading. But I don't see truth as degrading. I don't see admitting certain things as degrading. When you admit things, you can deal with it. You can address what you admit. You can fix what you admit. When you ignore things, they fester and the wound expands and it grows out of control. And then it's something that, you know, something beyond the scope of any sort of fixing, repairing, or editing or altering that you can do. You don't want to do that. You want to face things head on. Men want sex. All men want sex. But a man who wants to settle down with a woman wants a woman who has some character, who has some sort of self control. What they want, and we can call that unfair, all unfair if we want. But it is what it is. So we can't act like men, especially if you're wanting a certain result. You can't act like these dudes out here. You can't act like these dudes out here. Is that a double standard? Yes. Yes, it is. It is. But it's a standard that's designed out of it. There's reasons why it's like that. There are really legitimate reasons why it's like that. Men have different things to factor in when they're laying down with women. And we have a whole lot of other things to factor in when we're laying down with men. And you talk to women who are in shelters, women who were beaten, single mothers, older women who played the, we live together in love. Ask these women about what happens when you make the wrong choice. It affects your entire life. Men can bounce back. Women, not so much. HPV is so real. What is that? Condyloma is caused by HPV and the number of cases are rising. Ooh. Condyloma? I don't even think I heard that one before. But I'll look it up when I get off this live. But it's a whole lot to consider, y'all. Anytime you're thinking about having sex with a man, I want you to think about pregnancy, and I want you to think about disease. I want you to think about your future. I want you to factor in all of that when you're thinking about sleeping with him, because these things are issues that are going to be on the table. These things are going to be things that you'll be faced with. They will. Black people in general are leading in STDs, y'all, both male and female. But black women, our numbers, we outnumber everybody. We outnumber the black men and everybody else in contracting these diseases. So sex, we got that down. Everybody knows we're stallions and whatever. We got all that down. We need to separate ourselves from that now, and really propagate another narrative, propagate another asset, fight for another characteristic besides having a big butt, having a big butt and built for the ride. That's what I say. A new STD comes out every year. How about that? It's genital warts that looks like cauliflower. Oh, I've heard of that. Ooh. I've heard of that. I've had some friends in the medical field tell me about a whole bunch of cauliflowers that come into emergency rooms and stuff like that. Cauliflower anuses at that. Whole buttholes looking like a head of cauliflower, a head of broccoli. Ooh. Yo, people got bugs out here. People got bugs out here. A man come in your face talking that let's get it on. You gotta ask him, why should I risk my life for you? What have you done? What are you doing to mitigate the risk that I'm taking by complying with what it is you want me to do? Some of these dudes, you gotta ask them straight up, like, you want me to risk my entire life to have sex with you? Like, why? Why would I do that? Why would I do that? People don't believe in getting tested anymore. Well, they have what they have. I've seen the commercials now for this some sort of treatment where you could be you could have HIV at undetectable levels with some sort of treatment or something they have out now. Like it could be so low that it's undetectable. I'm like, I don't know what that's about. And then of course you have other people that say that HIV ain't even really a thing, and that sort of thing. Listen, I know everybody on this live knows somebody in the medical field, and they know what's up. Yes, it's called the PrEP. That's right. That's the name of it. PrEP. That's the name of it. My gyna told me that women come in with STDs that went untreated for years. Yes, yes. That is more common than anything else. And can you imagine? She oozing or smelling like fish. You know, listen, like I said, a lot of these channels that are dedicated to showing women how to wash their twat. A lot of these chicks have bugs. A lot of these chicks have super bugs on their crotches, and they don't go see about it. They looking for a new vinegar to put on there to kill it, right? And these women are having sex raw with these men who don't necessarily who she doesn't require a commitment from. So she's spreading her superbugs to him. Then he bringing it back to his wife or the girlfriend he really like, and everybody just share. You know, it's a bug smorgasbord. It's a bug buffet going on out here. That's what's going on. Any man that would sleep with you raw, and you're not in a committed relationship, you just have to assume that he's screwing other people. I need for you to assume that he's screwing other people. And not only is he screwing other people, but he's screwing other people raw too. And you are just recycling all that schmegma, all that mucus, all that saliva, all the bacteria, all the cottage cheese, blue cheese, Gouda cheese, sharp cheddar, okay? All that skim milk that these chicks be having oozing out their backside, everybody's recycling all of that. All of y'all recycling cheese together. Hello? All of y'all doing that. The dudes that you like who watch porn, they fuck prostitutes too. It's a high probability the nigga you with, that you realize he's a porn watcher, he has fucked prostitutes as well. Hello? You have to assume that too. You have to assume that too. So, one of these, I would advise you as a young woman starting off in life, if you find out any dude that you like is heavily has an appetite for pornography, I need for you to run. Run like a track star. The other way. The other way. Because there's a whole lot of other stuff that comes with that. The niggas that like porn usually fuck men. They fuck prostitutes. They into all kind of dirty stuff. They're not having protected sex out here. Men with that kind of appetite are not having protected sex out here. They're going to Tinder and what name those other websites. They're going to all these other websites and hooking up with somebody for the night. And if she gave him a hard nut, he gonna screw her again. And if he fucks her 3 times, I bet you he will fuck her raw. I'm telling you, he will. I'm telling you, he will. This is what's going on out here. You better get you a regular Joe Schmo. One of these corny dudes that we always diss. You know, the ones that really like us. Those corny dudes that really like you. You need to go, sit down. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation about some things. Because the dudes that you attracted to, other chicks are attracted to him too. And he just putting his dick on the table everywhere he go. He just whipping it out and putting it on the table. That's what he's doing. Most men don't wash. Listen, and that's one of my pet peeves. Most men don't wash their nuts every day. There's a lot of men that do not wash their nut sacks every day. A whole lot. Okay? Men don't have an issue with funk. They don't. And a lot of you on this live can attest to that. Because if you've been in a long-term relationship, there've been plenty of times with a dude rolling over on top of you, and you got about 12 hours of piss on your crotch, and you like, why are you on top of me, dude? I haven't even washed up yet. So I don't care. I mean, you cheesing, you got cream, all kind of froth going on. You need a shower like 2 days ago, and the dude like, well, you do it after. That's how these dudes do. You got 2 inches of froth on you. He like, well, just wipe it off. Just wipe it off. This is what these dudes do. You can imagine them doing that with chicks he just met. Chicks he met at the bar, at the club or somewhere. Or just get that baby wipe. These chicks walking around with they whole bag, with they whole sleepover bag, and it got baby wipes in there. Maybe Massengill baby wipes or something. You got vinegar and water spray and baby wipes to wipe the cum off your ass, or wipe the cream out your ass, or wipe the shit crumbs out your ass before he lick it. Cause trust and believe, these dudes are licking down there too. They got their head down there and all kind of stuff. All kinds of stuff. Listen, I talk to hoes and I know what's going on. Men are crazy like that. Are you kidding me? You have to scrutinize. You have to scrutinize, and you got to say, listen, I'm worth the extra work that I'm putting this dude through. I'm worth a little extra work. If you are really looking at it as my life is on the line here, then there should be nothing you require him to do or square away before you have sex with him that should feel like you're imposing. You're being unreasonable. Your whole life is at jeopardy. Your whole life. And this is why it's really the best to wait until you're married. That really is the safest way to go. Now, for you hoes, it may not work, because some of you hoes, you need your dick right now. You need to know what it do, what it don't do, because you've already had 100 dicks, and you got a lot to compare it to. So this one got to be at least halfway decent. So that's a priority for you. You dick riders, you professional dick riders that ride dick 4 or 5 times a month for the last 15 or 20 years. You got a lot of dick rolled in your vagina, and you got to see what's going on first. So we get it. We get it. That's an issue. I did a post today when I asked, which was funny, what the reactions were. I know some chicks be lying, they be hyping themselves up. But for the most part, I asked women if the dick was whack, would they tell him or would they leave? And most of them said they wouldn't say anything, or they would leave. Most of them said they would leave if the sex was whack. They wouldn't even bother giving him a second shot or anything like that. I was like, God damn, these chicks are like cold-blooded. Like you just throw the whole relationship away because it didn't come out exactly right. What happens to communication? And okay, well, next time let's try this or that. Almost, I'd say 90% of the responses from the women was like, oh no, he gotta go. I'm like, really? Y'all that hardcore? Like, y'all that hardcore? And when I asked the men the same question, he was like, well, I talk to her. I tell her what I want. And the irony is, most of the men said, well, I would ask her, what she likes. I'll find out what she likes, and then I'll tell her what I like, and then we'll see what we could do. So for the most part, the men weren't ready to just let it go. The women were. And I found that strange. I was like, good Lord, when did this happen? Like, chicks have no compassion when it comes to that. You either do it right the first time, or I'm going to replace you. It's pretty much what they said. Pretty much what they said. Men need to shave down there. Why do men need to shave down there, Rita? This is one of my favorite videos of yours. Real Monkey, why is this a favorite? You better share it if it's a favorite. make sure you share it and talk about me on those other channels you go to. Y'all got to start shoo in and kikiing with other people in the comment section. Taco meat? Oh, men have taco meat down there? Yeah. It's odd for men not to have body hair. Yeah, I would say that would look kind of strange to me. I don't think men need to shave. I believe women should though. Women should. It's a silly woman because if he doing what he needs to do, why would you leave him because his sex is bad? Well, listen, all I got to say is women are not. If what they saying is true and it ain't for show, women for the most part are not compassionate or forgiving when it comes to intimacy. It's either they're not saying anything at all or they're just uh, leaving. So you have some that just won't say anything, let them think something's all right, and they just won't tell them. And then the other end is that they like, deuces, you are what I call replaced. So there's that. It's sex these days is just it's a mess, y'all. It is a mess, big time mess. Sex is a combination of expression and communication. It is. It should be. It should be. And it should be done with somebody that, to me, at least from a woman's perspective, it should be done with somebody that you're in a real relationship with, a real commitment with. Otherwise, it's just not worth all the other stuff that you have to consider and worry about dealing with a man who you don't even know where you stand with. Like a lot of y'all have sex with men and you don't know what it is. You don't know what to call the relationship. You don't know how he feels about you. And you're opening your cervix to that. You're opening your vagina to that and you don't know if this dude even likes you. Like you're having sex hoping that the sex would make him like you. That's the wrong order. That's the wrong order. If you don't know if he likes you, then you the communication's off. Something is off there. Something is off there, or something just it isn't there. Like the feelings are not there. They're not just not there. And you really shouldn't have sex for feelings either. It's got to be about a bottom line. And I know it sounds so dry. It sounds so transactional. You know, it sounds so transactional, but that's what a relationship is. That's what it is. I can't imagine any of us UGC are having sex on a regular, if not at all. You'd be surprised, Emma. There's a lot. Listen, I'm a life coach. For those who don't know, I didn't do or did I do the intros? I didn't do the intros. So I am a life coach, and I talk to women of all, varying degrees of beauty or not beauty and that sort of thing. And what I find is that the more unattractive the woman is, the more liberal she is about sex. And when I say liberal, meaning that she doesn't really have requirements or any sort of expectations that she would implement, let's say. She wants certain things, but she's not creating any barriers, any boundaries. Most unattractive women don't have boundaries, and they feel that they're not in a position to have boundaries because no one's seeking them out. So what I find with a lot of them is that they are, sexually fluid or just, kind of like a whatever, a very relaxed attitude towards sex, and not needing the relationship to be in place or any sort of, things to be in place before doing it. They kind of do it and hope for the best afterwards. That's what I find with a lot of women who are unattractive. They do it first, hoping that that will bring a bond or some sort of relationship connection thing after. Now, most women, a lot of women do that. A lot of women, of all looks, of all levels of attractiveness, do that. But with unattractive women, it's like they're sort of like fat women, I gotta say, and there's a lot of big girls that are very promiscuous too. They're like, listen, let's do it, because they're feeling that the way to impress a man is through their sexual skill. They don't have it aesthetically, so what's the next best thing? Well, show them how I get down. Show them that I can ride. Show them I can give head. Show them I can do. I'm fun in this way. I might not look good, but guess what? Look what I can do. Look what Jane can do. So you have big girls doing that too. And I talk to them too now. I talk to them too, and the mentality is, well, what, why wait? Why wait? Don't you want to be with somebody who actually wants to be with you? Well, nobody ever really liked me like that. This is what they say. Well, I never had anybody to really like me like that. So there was really no point in waiting. That's how we get caught. That's how we get caught. So you have women behaving promiscuously for the most part because they've given up, y'all. Because these women have given up hope of finding a quality relationship. And they mask it as freedom. They mask their defeat as just not expecting anything, you know? Because if you expect something, that means you could get hurt if you don't get it. So you have women who walk around, I don't care, I'm not looking for anything serious. Everybody don't want to get married, Salkis. Ain't that what you always say? Everybody don't want to get married, Salkis. But you're screwing. You want a connection with a man. You want the intimacy and the exchange of some sort of emotion with a man. That the other part where you don't want the actual relationship part is you kind of telling yourself that so that the results that you're used to getting, which is he don't want you, doesn't sting as much. But the irony is, and the gag is, it's because you are loose, and because you are putting your vagina on the gambling table, like dice. You throwing your vagina like dice. You almost guarantee that a person's going to look at you like, well, what's this worth? Absolutely nothing. If you're giving it to me for free, then it ain't worth nothing. So that's the gag too. That's the gag too. So we got a lot of psychological issues. We got a lot of issues going on. A whole bunch that we just don't admit to it. We just don't admit to it. So there's that. There's that. Some men are whack because they went their whole life without ever being corrected. Because the most women are too afraid to say anything. Well, I think there's that. There is that. There is a thing where women are apprehensive about communicating it because she doesn't want to bruise his ego. She doesn't want to insult him. And I'm thinking if you love yourself and you think, or he says that he loves you, then wanting to please you is in the best interest of both of you. Both of you. So that's a healthy way to look at it. Like, you're opening up your body to somebody. How could you feel embarrassed about needing something, need some sort of something, when you're opening up your body to somebody? To me, that not being able to say that is reflective of other areas within the relationship too. Because if a woman can't tell a man that she's not being satisfied, or let's say baby, could you just do it a little faster or not do that, or this hurts me. She's not going to assert herself in other areas of her life either. There's going to be other things that he's falling short, and she'll neglect to say it also. She'll hold it in for those things too. Because that to me, that's a self-esteem issue. Because there's a way to say anything. You sit down with him and you cuddle with him and say, babe, next time could we try that? I really feel like, the last time we did it was like I was almost there, or whatever. I just need a little more of that. Would he say no to you? A lot of us, we have poor delivery. We have poor negotiation skills. We don't know how to talk. We don't know how to say what we want without insulting somebody else. You just, crass and just too aggressive with it, instead of doing it with some femininity and some charm about it. You ain't got to be like, you know what, you were whack. What you did was so whack, and if we're going to do this again, this is what I need. Like, how would you respond if he just rolled over and said, you know what, you whack, you stink, you dry as hell, or you don't know what you're doing, and you better come correct the next time. Like, how would you feel if a dude said that to you? The way some of these chicks said they would say it was really surprising to me. I'm like, no care, no concern at all. I don't get it. Tell them during the seed. Oh, okay. And that's what it is. So listen, this is the message that I have for you, young ladies and women who are about to enter relationships or dating or in the throes of courtship and stuff right now. Listen, don't lowball, don't shortchange yourself, right? Don't shortchange yourself. Sex is a very serious decision to make. Yes, it's for pleasure, but it's a lot more than that. Your whole life is in jeopardy. Your whole life is in the other person's hands. Like, you give your life over to him when you open yourself up. You really do. And if the sound of that seems awkward or seems off, or it seems like, well, I don't know if I want to be giving my life over to him. If that's what you say instinctively, then close your legs, put your bloomers back up, and walk out the door. Don't even do it. Don't even do it. That is very true, but my mom said I'm too harsh when I'm assertive and need to be softer. You need to. I mean, I get it. I get the assertive thing, but it's all in how you say. You can be assertive and still say something where the other person's receptive to it. You know, you can still be assertive and get your point across. You don't have to be assertive and hurt somebody. That's the thing. You don't ever have to be assertive and hurtful to the feelings, or disregard or disregard the feelings of the person who you want to accept the message that you're giving them. You don't want nobody to be defensive. Just like you want people to come at you a certain way, and if they come at you the wrong way, you're gonna be defensive. It's the same thing. It's the same thing for somebody else. So that's just it. So if y'all don't have any questions, I guess we'll wrap up. Make this live a done deal. A done deal. Send this out to all the young ladies you know. There's a lot of chicks that are getting ready to be hoes, stepping into to whoredom today. Like at the sound of my voice, another chick has stepped into whoredom today. Unfortunate. And we got to make relationships the goal. Committed relationships and family and all of that stuff the goal. Weddings and different things, like real unions. We have to make that great again. You know, we have the hot girl summers on one side, and we got the MGTOW on the other side, and both of them are contributing to the demise, the breakdown of society itself. If everybody thought like MGTOW men and hot girl summer women, what would we have? What would we have? We would have no family structure, no family unit, no one to spend Christmas with, the New Year's with. Everybody would just be on their own doing their own thing. There'd be no love. There'd be no reason to care about anybody. And that's what's happening on both sides of the coin now. Both men and women are saying we don't care. It's too risky to care. And I'm not getting anything back from the level of care that I'm giving. Men and women are complaining about this. So, what's your question, Jess Whitney? Yeah, we got Hot Girl Summer and MGTOW. And both of them are a joke. Both are a joke. And like I said, it's by design. It is by design. The family structure. This is the softening up for these cyborgs and this robot sex that's going to be happening now. Someone sent me an article. Let me see. Titled "Artificial Wombs: The Coming Era of Motherless Births." Right? And in this article, let me scroll down. They're calling it, they said, where are we on board with ectogenesis right now? So ectogenesis is the actual birth of babies outside of a womb, like a fake womb. So it says to begin the process definitely been rapid over the last 20 or 30 years. In the mid 1990s, Japanese investigators succeeded in maintaining goat fetuses for weeks in a machine containing artificial amniotic fluid. At the same time, the recent decades have seen rapid advancements in neonatal intensive care that is pushing back the minimum gestational age for which human fetuses can be kept alive. Today, it is possible for a preterm fetus to survive when removed from the mother at a gestational age of slightly less than 22 weeks. So now they can take a baby out your womb at 20 weeks and put it in an artificial womb, and it can continue to grow and then be quote unquote born, I guess at the 36 or 40 week mark outside of a mother's womb. So the term for this is ectogenesis, and they're saying statistically by 2075 about 70% of births are going to be birthed like that, outside of the mother's womb, like sort of like the Matrix, like in pods and that sort of thing. So they're predicting all of this. This is what's going on now. So when you have the MGTOW on one side saying, men are gonna go their own way. We don't want to be We don't want to deal with families. We don't want to deal with women and relationships. We don't need relationships anymore. We don't need to have kids with them anymore. And the women on the other end, on the hot girl summer thing, I'm just gonna get my coin. I don't need to be his wife. I don't want men controlling me. I want to screw whoever I want. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen, y'all? Babies are gonna be born in pods to keep the population going. Babies are going to be born in pods. You're going to have transgender men, or should I say transgender women, men who turn into women, giving birth when they give them artificial uteruses and all that kind of stuff too. So we are creating this. We are creating this. We are creating all of this stuff by chopping down the nuclear structure of the family. It's going to usher in the mentality needed to be okay with a fetus developing in a pod instead of a mother's womb, because we already don't love each other. The whole concept of care about another human being through the hot girl summer and the MGTOW is now being chopped up. The whole issue of gender now is blown to bits. Blown to bits, because you got people fighting for black to be in black girls rock. Men who turn into women feel they have a right now to be paraded around in an organization started to foster self-esteem for black girls. So now we're saying gender is about how you look and how you feel, not exactly what you are. So men will be able to have babies. If it's not about gender anymore, then a man getting a uterus to have a baby is not going to seem crazy. Do y'all fucking understand what the shit is? All of these are softeners for the future. All of this is softness for the future. So when Malik Yob is going, now he's doing campaign awareness, this or that, for transgender women or women too and all that kind of stuff. All this is by design. The dude is gay. Just come out and say you gay. He won't say that. He won't say that. He gonna tell me that a man who decided to get boobs and hormone replacement is just as much a woman as me. So my right to womanhood is now being taken away because someone who feels like they can be a better woman than me. He wants to be a woman. He decided one day, I want to be a woman. Now he's going to impose his right on me to say that I'm a natural woman. So our rights as women, what makes us women, is being taken away. And these dumbass hoes who say, well, it's not, being a woman is more than having a baby. Some of us don't want babies and all that. Excuse me, ho? Excuse me. Last I checked, you were developed 9 months in somebody's womb. So you not wanting a baby is not the fucking issue. Was it a man that developed you in a womb, or was it a woman? This is the issue. Not whether you want to have a baby or not. Not whether you want to acknowledge that you bleed every 28 days. Like some of you hoes don't want to acknowledge that shit, that you actually bleed every 28 days. You block that out. That ain't no issue. You still do. Whether you wear dildos to fuck or not, you still bleed every 28 days. So that's for you to work out. That ain't for me to work out in my head. That's for you to work out and accept or not accept in your head. Because to me, that's some crazy shit. But we don't see that as crazy now. Just like we're not going to see pedophilia as crazy soon, and all this other fucking goats and all that shit that's coming out too. People say I'm wrong to associate all of that. But you tell me what's wrong or right. I know what's wrong or right. And I'm going to stand by what's wrong or right because I know what's coming, because we're turning a blind eye now. I know that if I turn a blind eye now, what else they're going to usher in and say, this is a choice, and this is a choice, and this is a choice. So you got to stand, you got to draw the line somewhere. And if you hurt people's feelings because of it, oh well. But you got your children to think about. You have your children to protect. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. The uterus is the optimal place for fetal development. Anything else is not and won't produce healthy babies. Well, the babies will be born with no soul. That's what's going to happen. You have babies being born without the spark of life, the spark that the male and female coming together produce. They will be soulless. They'll be like human androids. That's what will be walking around the street soon. That's exactly what it will be. And guess who will be responsible for that? Us. But every woman who doesn't want a husband and a baby and the corniness of being somebody's wife, and every man who doesn't want a wife and the responsibility of leading, that's what it is. Yep, and how in the last days men will be lovers of themselves. I mean, yeah, all of this. You can go to the Bible. You can go. All you got to do is look at these sci-fi movies, y'all, and we are living in it. All the stuff that's far-fetched, we are actually living it now. We are. I feel like we're going to see a group suddenly be a group of gay men in a few years. You mean a group? What do you mean by a group of gay men? It's only they want us to be robots. Hello. I mean, in so many words, we kind of are already. You know, we go to work, we plug into the machine, we work these jobs for 8 or 10 or 12 hours a day. Um, and when you think about, because I had said this before, like with the industrial age, and the production of, let's say, making cars, for instance. And when you think about factory work and how, let's say, a car is made, you'll have one person putting rotors or something on every car, and one person putting wheels on every car, and then you have another person, maybe the hubcaps or the brake lights or something. Like everyone puts a part on the car. And what happens with that is that they dumb you down, because what would be better is teaching someone how to build an entire car. But they don't do that. If all I know is how to put a hubcap on, I'll never have any independence to maybe open up my own car company or design a car or something like that if all I know is a hubcap. So I'm limited in my intellect is stunted. Because if you teach me how to put an engine together, I should be able to know how to, put the whole car together. But all I'm doing is putting hubcap. It stunts your intellect. This is what we do when we go to the job, and then some of us are proud to even say, listen, I'm only doing what my job description says. I'm not doing any more than that. They haven't paid me any more for that. So you have some of us that boast about being inefficient in other areas, or not being curious to know how XYZ works. This is what the industrial age has done. It's dumbed us all the way down. We are robots. We are. Okay? We absolutely are. Sweden has it for their whole country now. Sweden has what? Let me scroll back. I have a bad feeling heterosexual men will be a minority. Honestly, I feel like it's sort of that way already. Honestly, what's going on now, with what's happening now, and we have to blame ourselves as women for that, because we contribute to the narrative. We're feeding into this toxic masculinity shit, and we're raising soy boys, soft ass men as well. We're the ones that turning these men into women. Women are doing that. The next generation coming up. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what it's going to be? Where are the real? We looking like we're the real men now in our age group. Imagine for your children what's coming up, because they're being told to suppress how they're designed and their natural inclinations to do it. They're being told that they have to think like girls, and they have to act like girls, and they have to solve problems like girls. You know, men are already failing in the school systems now. It's women that graduate. Women are the ones with the higher degrees and graduating more than men. Men are failing in school. Men are failing. You know, failing, and women are. We feel we're winning because we're stronger, but it's not really that. We're just more compliant. We're more compliant than men, and the problem with that is we need non-compliance, because we need that soldier mentality. We need that soldier mentality. We don't have it. We don't have nobody to go to war for us, because men want to be compliant just like women too. Men want to be agreeable. Men afraid to get their feelings hurt just like women too. Men have taken on the attributes of women. So the next generation is going to be even less heterosexual men. Even less, even less, even less. That's what's going on now. That's what's going on now. So when y'all hear these head wrap holes and these other skank whores talk about toxic masculinity and patriarchy and all that other stuff, shut them down. Shut them down. Because there's not a hole out here that don't enjoy the inventions and the creativity of men. Okay? Not one of these motherfuckers. Not one. We need the minds of men. We need the mentality of men. That's what keeps everything balanced. We don't need men emotional and triggered and reactionary just like us. We need creativity and we need order. We need the yin and we need the yang. And these women that talk that shit, these same women that talk patriarchy, sucking 5 dicks every week. Patriarchy what? When you got a different dick in your mouth every week. You ain't worried about no patriarchy. You're not. Women need to choose better. These men are jealous of women surpassing them in career, no shade. All of this is by design. There's no one-off here. One thing is because of something else, is because of something else, is because of something else. Men are not jealous of women if they are for no reason. Men are not being passed up on advancements at work and all this stuff for no reason. There's reasons for all of this stuff. This stuff is by design. It's not, and please don't believe the stupidness that women are smarter than men. This is not true. It is not true. Women are more compliant than men. Women can be paid less than men. It's a better deal to have a woman on your payroll than it is a man. That's why we winning. Not because we're smarter. Not because we're smarter. Some men, please tell me it's a few left. Well, I believe that there is a few left. And if you want to pick from the few that's left, you have to be an outstanding woman. You really have to be an outstanding woman. You got to let this hot girl summer shit go. You got to let drinking at the bar on the weekends go. All this frivolities that you feel that, is just a part of the culture and it doesn't mean nothing and it doesn't affect your bottom line, the outcome, or how you look or how you act or whatever. You have to let all that stuff go and live in excellence. If you want to choose from real men, like real men, you can't be a cum guzzler and then want somebody to wife you. You can't be living in the refrigerator feeling like you sloppy and then expect somebody to have unconditional love for you. We can't do that. We got to come to terms with what is, what definitely is. And if the pickings are slimmer, which it is, you can't afford to be sloppy out here. You can't afford to be sloppy. And I'm not just talking about wearing suits and all that kind of stuff, because I don't do that. I'm talking about what's your purpose. You need to have a purpose in life. You need to be led by something outside of just, carnal desires and that sort of thing. You got to stop living in your base chakra and elevate yourself a little bit more. You got to elevate yourself a little bit more. You have to be disciplined. And this is male and female. The men are not expunged from that responsibility, because men get burned because they don't have no discipline. Men get burned by women because they're cunt hounds. And they will continue to get burnt by women who don't care about them, women who never liked them to begin with, because they think with the little head instead of this up here. Men who are not disciplined don't get no money, and they usually have a lot of regrets in the end. That's what happens with men, and it'll continue to happen with them because they trust the big butt and the smile. Like who is that? Is that New Edition line or BBD? The BBD line? Stop trusting the big butt and the smile. Hello? I love you, Salkis. Thank you for being bold enough to tell the real truth. Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you. Hi, Salkis got in late but still catching. Most of the men I meet are so weak in testosterone. Really, really weak. I live in England. I think there is something in the water. There might be. Well, not there might be. There is. I mean, everything's polluted now. Water, food, air. I think what they said. I had read a study before that back in 1950, the air quality, the air actually contained like, I want to say like 20 something percent oxygen. And now they're saying that the air quality now, the percentage of oxygen is maybe 15% or something, like the air. So we're just breathing in toxins and that sort of thing too. Everything is jacked up. Everything is jacked up, y'all. That's why you got to keep your wits about you. Drink your water instead of the alcohol. Alcohol will dry you out. Alcohol will take the oxygen out of your body. But hey, it's fun, isn't it? It's fun, social. I get to be around people and laugh and joke and feel a little good about myself, forget my problems. So, because you want me to ditch that for just water? Yup. Yes. Yes. Some lame ass water. Yes. Can I just point out how beautiful this queen is? Who's that? Everybody hates Angel. Oh, hey. How are you? Welcome to the live. Oh, I feel so honored now, y'all. Everybody hates Angel is here. Thank you. I didn't know if you. I said, well, when you and me gonna hook up and do a live together? That will be live. That will be live. I appreciate you for being on. So, y'all, we have to get it together. We can't blame men for everything. We got to shoulder some of this blame. We have to get back to having some values. As lame as that is, we have to get back to having some values that we implement and that we stick to and that we not wishy-washy about, because everything is about respect. You know, we can't be like men and do what these men do, especially these bad men. We can't do what the bad men do and then want them to respect and admire and love us afterwards. That's just not how this thing works. And I talk to young women all the time, and they feel it's going to work some other way. They feel like they can do the hot girl summer thing, the slut walk thing, and somehow they're affirming themselves. They're affirming their value, and it's not true. What's going to happen is you're going to hit your wall, right? You're going to hit that proverbial wall that you laugh and you and you joke about other women being old and all that stuff. You're going to be old one day too. And if you don't get your ducks in a row now, you're going to be just like the old women that you're laughing at now. No woman should laugh at another woman who's older, because you're going there too. It's not something that you're not going to experience if you live long enough. You are going to experience it too. So what you should be saying is, do I want to end up like that? How do I want the next half or the last half of my life to be? What do I need to do to make sure that part of my life is squared away? Instead of laughing at her, you need to ask her some questions. You need to ask her, well, what if you had to do this all over again, what would you decide? Start asking older women that. Instead of clowning them and berating them and telling them they washed up and they old this and they old that, ask them if they had to spin around the earth again, what would they do differently? You might want to ask your mother that first. If you have a mother that you love and a mother that loves you, you might want to sit down and ask her. And if you have a grandmother who's alive and a grandmother who you love, you might want to sit down and ask her some questions too, so you can get some wisdom about this thing, because they are where you're going. They are where you're going. You women who don't want to have kids, you're going to be 60. What are you going to do? You're going to be somebody's girlfriend? You have boyfriends at 60 and 65? Like, when you visualize your life, how does that sound? How does it feel to be in an empty house with no children and a man who's supposedly a boyfriend that comes by to tighten you up once a month maybe? And he ain't only tightening you up, he tightening you up, and Myrtle and Stephanie and Cynthia and Thelma across the street. Does that look like how you want your life to be? Because it's coming. It's coming. There's a lot of women who are scared to have children because they're believing that it's some sort of jail sentence. They're scared of it because they want to remain the same. They don't want their vagina to change and get stretched out. Hello. Really? You don't want to have kids because you don't want a stretched out vagina? That's all we are. That's all we are. And guess what age is going to do? Age is going to thin out your walls. It's going to dry you up and shrivel you out anyway. There's nothing you can do to stop change and stop time. You can slow it down by proper, habits and disciplines and all that stuff. You can definitely slow things down, but you're going to change. You're going to change. But I know women that don't want to have kids. I don't want stretch marks. I don't want stretch marks. I don't want my tits to sag, and I'm like, oh my God. But your tits are going to sag. You're going to have cucumber tits. You're going to have cucumber tits by the time, if you live to 65 or 70, you have to tuck in your tits. You're going to have to roll up your tits like a fruit roll up and stuff it in your bra if you live long enough. That's going to happen. Just like dudes' balls hit the toilet bowl water. Ask the dudes too. They start hanging too. Their balls hit the toilet bowl water. That happens. All of this stuff happens. Age happens. But you're saying that now because you're young, everything's tight, you're cute, the phone is ringing, you have an active social life, and there's nothing slowed down right now. So it seems like that's the right decision to make. But you're not thinking about 20 years from now. You're not thinking about 20 years from now. When things will get quiet. When you look in the mirror and go, damn, another gray hair? Oh my God, when did that happen? When did I gain 20 pounds? What happened here? Hot flashes and all kinds of stuff going on. Come on, y'all. We have to think. We have to think family. We have to think about who's going to love us later. Like, what am I setting up my life to be loved later? And you got to think about that with everything that you do. There's women that I know that were disease-free last year that are no longer disease-free this year because they made decisions and trusted men that they didn't vet properly, that they knew something was wrong with them, but they didn't have the confidence to put their foot down or to walk away. That is happening every single day. Every single day. I always felt like the meaning of life was to live on forever. You live on forever by having children. Animals in the wild, their entire purpose is to procreate and continue to live on. I want kids soon. That is it. That is it. The miracle of life, man. You do live on through your children. I have a picture on my Facebook profile of myself, my father, me, and my two sisters. It's like, I think it's like, has to be like my favorite picture of all of us. And when I see me and my siblings, I see my father in my sisters. I have one brother. When I see him, I see my dad in him. And they see our father in me. And when we talk about what we used to do and what dad used to do and how he used to do this and that and get on us and take us different places and all that, and we'll laugh for hours and hours and hours. And it's like we're conjuring him up. It's like it's like he's in the room. Eventually we talk him up. And it's an amazing experience to have that that recall, and to know that, listen, he, in a real sense, he's not gone. He's like right here, because he created us, so he's right here. So, to rob yourself from that experience because you're chasing vanity, because a lot of women are doing that. You're robbing yourself of the experience of love because you got a Peter Pan syndrome thing going on. And the thing of it is, it's not, you got the Peter Pan thing going on, but you won't do the things necessary to keep yourself young. You drink, you smoke, you eat junk food, you don't get sleep, you work in stressful jobs. It's like everything you do is counteracting this whole Peter Pan syndrome you have to stay the same and be young forever. You know? So it's like, what's the deal on that? What is the deal on that? Listen, we got to get back to basics. We got to get back to basics. This slutting around is not that. You can't do that forever. Kim Kardashian is in law school. She's a married woman. Now she's in law school. She's letting that whole shit go. She been let that whole thing go. She been let it go. Amber Rose is about to have a baby for a man that I'm sure she's in love with. Where's the slut paradigm in that? She's either in labor or just had a baby, just having a baby as we speak, for a man that I'm sure she cares about and wants him to care about her. What part of the slut walk is a part of that dynamic? You see? But we'll have women that campaign this thing, but on the back end, they getting things squared away. While they're telling you to be a whore on the front end, they're getting their lives in order on the back end, and they get collecting coins from you, from you signing on to delusion. From you signing on to delusion, from them, they're catering to your hopelessness and your insecure feeling. They are profiting off your insecurities. That's what all this slut walk and all that stuff. That's all that stuff is about. Profiting off of your insecurities. And at the end of the day, all these women are looking for love too. All these women want is to be hugged up under somebody else too. I'll never forget that time when Amber Rose was doing her little speech for one of her slut walks, and she was talking about Kanye and who the other dude she had the baby for. What's his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. And she was crying. She was crying. I forgot exactly what she said, but basically how she was hurt. Those relationships, something in the dynamic of those relationships actually hurt her. So she didn't want to be a slut then either. That's pretty much what that is. Because I'm like, if you truly about it, what you crying for? You chalk it up to the game. Ain't it all a game? But she exposed her emotions for the failure of these relationships. Now that's real. That's real. So we got to stop it, y'all. Sluts don't win. Hoes don't win. And I need for you girls 25, 24, 23 to come to my channel, that inbox me privately, that you're not sure because one person saying hold out, the other person saying you a fool for wanting a real relationship, a marriage or whatever. I'm telling you that it's your decision to make, but there's a price to pay for each. There's a price to pay. There's a risk reward involved for all of them. The chances of you being alone as a whole is very high. I'm just saying. The chances of you ending up alone and lonely, playing this whore paradigm, is very high. The chances of you getting a disease, because the more men you sleep with, the more exposure to diseases you are too. So the chances of you contracting a disease that's uncurable is also very high. Very high. Are these the type of risks you want to take? Yes, marriage is a risk. Yes, men cheat. Yes, divorces happen and all that kind of stuff too. But we dealing with odds. All we are is dealing with odds. And you as a man's girlfriend can respond to these things or can't respond to these things in a way that a wife who is with a man can respond to certain things. That is the difference. That is the difference. The difference is in how you can respond when crisis and things come up within your relationship. And you're limited. You're limited as a man's girlfriend. Very limited. My friend just adopted 2 toddler brother and sister. I'm so happy for her because the kids get to stay together. Oh, that's nice. I have to go, Queen, but I sent you a message a while back from Instagram. Oh, you did? I must have missed that. Okay, well, resend. Let's, I'll look out for you. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for coming by. That's a good guy. I think people should adopt more. Too many black kids. Well, if you can, if you absolutely can, it's within your reach to do so, then you should. There's a lot of children that need loving homes. So whoever you can give love to, then you give love to. I want us to get back to making love the goal. And when I say love, I don't mean lust. What I mean is care. Like, make caring for someone outside of yourself a goal. A part of the grand scheme of your life. A part of your purpose should be in caring for something or someone outside of yourself. And we need to get back to that because, the campaign now is just be heartless. Everybody's saying that. Men and women are saying that. Men and women are saying that now. So we are in a predicament. We are very much in a predicament. I used to work in foster care. It's sad. We need to be a village again. Sure. Absolutely do. We need all hands on deck. We need women. We need eagle eyes all over the place. We need a mother to be not just a mother to her own, but to yours and yours and yours and yours and yours too. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. A friend of mine is Nigerian. She and her husband adopted a son. They are so happy. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. However you can give love. Give it to yourself first and then share the surplus with everything and everybody else. Share the surplus. So y'all, that's what I got for you today. I want you ladies who are considering sexual activity with these men to think and to reconsider the consequences, the risk versus reward. I want you to think about things in terms of contracts, dollars and cents, and what the goal is. What the goal is. I really, really want you to think in terms of that. I know your whole friends are going to tell you it's too much work and it's not that deep, but it is always that deep. It is always that deep. All right, so if y'all don't have... Oh, hey, Ivy, you missed the whole live. You're going to have to replay. It was a good one. What y'all think? Was this live good? Did y'all like the live? Oh, yes, very, very informative, intelligent, good energy. He has good energy. Who's that, Mr. Thedo? Fed? Thank you. I'm 25 and I fell into hot girl summer craze. Oh, Lord. Well, who is this? Cinder? Cinder, just watch a couple of my lives, and you get scared straight. Someone said this channel is better than Teen Summit. It might be that. It might be that. So we'll get you right. I'll get you back on track. You stick around, and you'll get back on track. Stick around, and you get back on track. These hoes are lying to you. I'm here as mama, big mama, whatever you want to call me, to give you the truth. I'm here to give you the truth. I watch the live and not comment because what you have to say, Salkis, is always profound. I appreciate it, Rosemary. Thank you. Yes, watch the replay. It's just not in me to be heartless, and believe me, I tried because I was tired of getting hurt. I think we all are. We're all afraid of getting hurt because there is a risk for that. But you don't want to lose yourself in the process of trying to stave off pain or rejection, all the things that could happen. You want to stay centered. You want to have your eyes open. You want to trust your instincts. Oh my God, if there's nothing else I can implore you to start doing, it is to trust your instincts. A lot of us get into situations because we ignore what we're feeling. We ignore the signs. We knew the sign. We got the memo, but we're sitting there going, nah, maybe that's me overthinking. Maybe I'm misjudging. Like you don't trust your judgment. You'll always make a mistake if you don't start trusting your judgment. You got to start going with what your feeling is telling you. If your first mind says no, don't listen to the second mind. Don't they say the second mind is the devil mind? That's what it is. Listen to your first mind and just start exercising that. That's a muscle. Start exercising the muscle of your first mind and see what percentage of right or wrongness you get out of that. And I bet you there's a high percentage of rightness that you get when you follow your first mind. A high percentage. Because what I have found in life in general, things that are right are not complicated. Let me say that again. Things that are right are not complicated. Things that are lies are complicated. Things that are wrong are complicated. But things that are right are smooth. Smooth. Smooth like a luxury vehicle. I don't think men can be contained. That's why so many women don't want to start families. Single mothers is contagious. Women are whores now. Women are whores, women are sluts, women are cum guzzling tramps. And I'm just going to say what it is. That's what it is. We constantly blame men about what men don't want and what men follow our lead. A man can't say what he wants. He can only comply with what you require. And that's it. So collectively, we don't have stipulations. We don't have boundaries collectively because your girlfriends and your cum guzzling whores are telling you go ahead and get that, get what you want, the rest of it don't matter, or it don't matter to you until the phone stops ringing and that sort of thing. But we contribute to what they're not wanting anymore. Men don't want it because they know they don't have to put it out. It's not a thing where they all of a sudden now, men are being born not wanting this or not inclined to do this or that. They see what they can and cannot get away with. They see what they have to bring and what they don't have to bring. They see that. So you have to stand on your own laurels, my dear. You have to stand on your own principles and don't be scared because Jane, Jill, Janice, Jackie, Joanne is, fucking for Twinkies out here. You can't get shook by that. You can't say, well, if all five of them fucking for Twinkies, I might as well, go there and get this brownie that he offering me. Cause he gonna get it them five other places. No, you don't do that. You don't base the decision on how to act by your environment. That's what losers do. You base the decision on how to act based on your convictions and the results that you want to get. Your environment is going to be what it's going to be. And it's only going to get worse. And if you don't have your convictions in order now, shit on you. Society is going down in the toilet. It's going down in flames and we cannot stop it. But if you are shook by it now, you might as well say it's over. You might as well say it's over. You have to stand on your principles. You have to stand on your principles if it's inconvenient, if nobody else is doing it, if you haven't gotten the results you needed yet, you got to still remain steadfast so that you could come out this thing disease-free and not with bastard babies that you can't take care of and all kinds of other, or should I say a statistic. Unless you want to be a statistic, there's a certain way you got to act out here. Period. Period. Take the black pill, y'all. That's it. That's what we got to do. You got to swallow that big ass horse black pill. Fuck a blue pill and a red pill. We do black pill over here. Period. Period. And y'all are gonna be all right. Stop being afraid. Stop being afraid, y'all. There's worse to come. There's a whole lot of shit coming down the pipe in the next 10 years that will warrant fear. Right now, there's nothing to be afraid about. You got to get your muscles up. You need to go to the gym, flex your muscles, get your weight up. Do all that. Condition yourself now, because in the next 10 years it's gonna be a whole nother other shit to deal with. Okay, and you may have to physically fight out here. Listen. You might have to be able to climb walls. You can't be doing Twinkies and ho-hos and guzzling liquor and all that stuff. You have to be fit. You have to be fit mentally, physically, emotionally. You can't be scared. You can't be no punk out here. Stop being a punk. Stop being intimidated by people. I don't give a shit what no man want. A nigga could want whatever he want. But listen, this is my criteria. This is what my criteria is. Can you meet this criteria? Can you pass a drug test? Can you pass a physical exam? Do you have enough money to support a wife and a kid? That's what it is. That's what it is. And you in turn got to come with all your ducks in a row. You got to also be healthy. You got to be of sound mind and body. You can't be wishy-washy and emotional to a fault. You can't do that. You have to be strong emotionally. But men always say, what I won't do, another girl will. So, do you know why he says that? To get you to open your legs for nothing. That's a fear tactic. That's a fear tactic. When men say that to you, you go, oh, okay, well, I'm glad you found a solution. Well, it sounds like everything's worked out. Have a nice day. That's what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to be biting your nails like, oh, God, maybe I should. Oh, my God, maybe I better open up my service because he's going to get it somewhere else. You don't be shook by that. When niggas say that shit, you go, oh, well, everything's worked out. Well, you can go. That's how you got to do that. You don't compromise. You don't compromise, not your body, because all you got is your vessel at the end of the day. Not your shitty ass job, not them shitty ass clothes in your closet or anything, or shoes or whatever. None of that. All you got is this vessel. This is the most important thing you have. You don't bargain with that. You don't bargain with that. I heard you say when a man impregnates a woman, his job is done in his mind. How does a woman keep a man after a baby? Biologically, it is, because the whole thing is to seed you. The whole thing is fertility, to seed you, carry on genes, and all that kind of stuff. If you're a woman of no substance and all you are is a whole, that will be the end of your relationship. I tell every woman that you must have some sort of purpose in life, something you're passionate about, something that feeds you creatively, feeds you emotionally, something that you can identify as yours, outside of just being a hole to impregnate. If you have no conversation, if you're not a woman who tries to learn if you're not curious about life, then the relationship will go down in flames really quick. I talk to women all the time. I'm like, are you saying the same thing you said last year? Have you grown at all? Like, what are you trying new? What are you exploring new? Even if you're a housewife, I'm not saying you can't be a housewife and be um and rebrand yourself, so to speak, or improve on yourself, because you could be a housewife cooking every day and decide, you know what, I've never made spaghetti and meatballs. I'm gonna surprise my husband with a spaghetti and meatball meal. you know and you're always pushing yourself, you're always doing something different, you're always improving yourself. That's how you keep a relationship fresh. When you lay dormant, and this goes for men too, when he stops trying, the relationship starts dying. When you stop trying, the relationship starts dying. Anytime there's a rut of any sort and there's no growth, when everything gets stagnant, that's when the weeds start to grow. Still water grows bacteria. You can't even drink still water. Any water that's still, that doesn't move, is full of bacteria and is not drinkable. You need stream water. You need water that's moving. Everything that has life moves. You have to expand yourself. You have to expand yourself. So that's how you keep a relationship or anything growing and interesting. That's how you do that. How do you become strong emotionally without bitterness to creep in? Bitterness? What would you be bitter from? What would you be bitter from? How to curb sexual energy when dating a man? There's nothing to curb. Sexual energy, you don't want to, it is what it is. It is what it is. You can't, like, sexual energy is a part of the male and female thing. If what you're saying is, how do you not have sex with him, you just don't. You just don't. You keep your boundaries in order. You either set it up where you're never totally alone with him. You're not inviting him over to your house at midnight. You're not going to his house at midnight. You're not doing anything that will allow for oopses and mistakes and oh wells and I never did this before and all that other stuff to happen. You're just not allowing for that, because that's not where you want the relationship to go. If you're sleeping at his house, eventually you're gonna screw. If he's coming to your house at 1 o'clock in the morning, eventually y'all gonna screw. If you allow for those boundaries to be crossed, then they'll be crossed, and then you'll be having sex before it's time and before you see what you need to see and all of that. But you have control over your body. You're not obligated to do anything for any man. So how you curb it is by knowing, listen, I'm not doing anything I don't want to do. I don't give a shit what he give me, what he say, where he take me, or whatever it is. I'm not doing it. Because I'm either waiting for marriage or waiting on the engagement ring or whatever my qualifications are. I'm waiting to see that. And you stand by that. You stand by that. But a lot of y'all have these stipulations, but it's not rock solid. It's based on how much you like him. Like, you won't sleep with him if you don't like him, but if you like him, you'll sleep with him. That shit. And it's like, you either here or you there. You can't be, well, if he's cute enough, then shit, I'm gonna go ahead and get mine. It can't be that. It can't be that. You're not under no obligation to give a man nothing that you don't know, that you don't trust, that hasn't earned it. Period. Period. I have a lot of sexual energy. Are you a hoe? Is that code word for you, a hoe? And the man I date want to experience me fast. It's annoying. Okay, so when you say you have sexual energy, do you dress provocative? Are you talking about sex a lot? Are you licking your lips? So are you really voluptuous? Like when you say sexual energy, how is that being translated? How is that being translated? Because I talk to a lot of women who claim to have like this extra surplus of sexual energy, and they just can't. I just can't get him to see me for me. Every man just want to have sex with me. And when you peel back the layers, it's that's all she talk about. The attire, the clothes she wear, and everything is creating this archetype of I'm a vixen. I'm a vixen. So and then you're mad at the archetype that you create. And when I date men, after a few dates, they want to screw. Men, all men want to screw. That ain't you. You're not special in that regard. Every man that dates you wants to screw you. Now, if you're being pressured for sex, then you're going out with men who have no respect for you, and that's a whole different thing. If you are being solicited for sex, and being in a way that they're pressuring you and coming straight out and say, well, let's fuck, then it's something in your presentation that is alerting them to it being okay to proposition you in that way. Because every man doesn't proposition women the same way. Some women get, listen, could I come over? And other women do not. Other women do not. So you have to vet or evaluate how you are presenting yourself. That's what you have to do. Men want to screw all women like that. Chance said not true. What's not true? He wants to get married as well, but I'm not ready to commit. Okay, maybe I missed something. Clarissa said he wants to get married, but I'm not ready to commit. So why are you not ready to commit, Clarissa? Is this a new relationship? Are y'all already having sex? Like what level of what level has it reached in this relationship that you're in? I'm saying, as a guy, I talk to all women the same, no matter how they present themselves first night for me. Oh, so you're a loser, is what you're saying. You're a man of no substance. You have no endearing qualities. You're out for a good time. That's what you're saying. And there are men like that. There are men like that that just want a good time. If that's what I call it, no, that's what it is. That's what it is because that's what you said. Girls my age have been with 10 to 20 guys. I just had a conversation with some of my girlfriends, mind blowing. Oh, yes, a lot of women, I don't know how old you are, but usually by the time a woman is 25, she's already had at least 15, and that's really low. 15, 20, 25 sexual partners. You're 25? Yeah. So about 20 to 25 is about the batting average for a woman who's mid 20s. She's already had a few. A lot of women, by the time they're 21, they've had at least 15 to 20 by the time they're 21. So there's that. There's a lot of used up cunts out here. There's a whole bunch. So while we blaming men for being, for not wanting these relationships, not wanting to settle down, not wanting nothing serious, a lot of chicks getting ran through. There's a lot of chicks getting ran through. You know, these chicks that complaining ain't virgins. These chicks that complain about these men haven't had one or two partners. These chicks that complain had 30, 35, 40. You know what I'm saying? 40 partners before they're 30 years old. You know? 2 or 3 a year sometimes. And with the internet now, and how it's so easy to hook up now, shit. Please. These chicks complain about these dudes and they just as much whoring whores as these men. There's no difference. There's no difference. Do I think ugly girls have high body counts too? Absolutely. I just said so. Yes. Yes, they do. And sometimes even more because they like, what am I waiting for? Or they believe when men tell them, well, what are you waiting for? You need to get this dick because there's nothing else coming. This is what they tell me. A lot of unattractive women are like they've given up on expectations. This is the problem with unattractive women. They've given up having expectations because nobody wants to meet their expectations because they feel they're not good enough for it. So they go, well, you know what? 1 or 2 drinks, let's go. 1 or 2 drinks, let's get it on. I will fuck for a cheese sandwich. I will screw you for a margarita and a couple of olives. I will. So there's that. No wonder there's millions of views on hygiene videos. I just said it. Women are using boric acid suppositories. Lord have mercy. Doesn't that kill roaches? Yeah, it does. How about that? They roaches in the vagina. There's roaches in the vagina. How about that? These men aren't exactly the pick of the litter. So here we go blaming men. You know, we don't. Why do we do that? We blame these men. We condemn them. Say they ain't shit. But these are the same ain't shit men that you want though. These are the same ain't shit men that are using you. How come all these ain't shit men are getting pussy then? All these ain't shit men still getting ass out here. All day and twice on Sunday. They still getting it. So, you know, apparently they're good enough for something. I'm 48. I've had only 10. Not giving up my cookies like that. All right. All right. Well, there's that. Save your sweetness. Men are like dogs. They have to be trained. Listen, women are right there. Women are canines. Women are canines now, and they have to be trained too. Truth be told. So why are we talking about men got to be trained? Women got to be trained. Also, we are right there with them. We can't claim no moral high roads anymore. That's over. Women can't claim moral high roads about nothing no more. That's over, and done with. Over. Facts. They screw the best when they dusty. See? You see what Miss Red just said? Facts. They screw the best when they're dusty. LOL. Okay. So who we fooling here? Every chick is letting the same Dusty that you complain about. He riding your cervix every weekend. He digging in your cervix, rashing up your cervix every weekend. The same Dusty dudes y'all get on these other channels talking about. I don't want no Dusty, and you got a mouthful of Dusty cum in your mouth. Your mouth full of that dusty ass cum. It is full. It is full. Who we fooling? Who we fooling? Not me. Not me. I'm the ugly girl ambassador. You can't fool me. Not me. So there's that. Women weren't like this in the 90s. I wonder what happened. The lack of R&B kills relationships. Wait a minute, you blaming it on R&B? It might be something to that. No love songs anymore. All the songs now about getting revenge, hating men, you did this to me or whatever. The songs are pathetic now. Dudes talking about who they screwing and stuff. They not serenading women no more. It's who they screw, who they messed up with. It might be something to that. It might be something to that. A man that over flatters a woman is definitely a red flag to me. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of them. That's one of them. There's plenty of flags out here. Plenty of flags. So there's that. So y'all, I'm gonna get ready to head on out. It is. Ooh, it's almost 2 o'clock. It's almost 2 o'clock. Yep. That's why we ladies can't care about sex so much. Get stuck with the dusties. That's it. The Jodeci days are over. Yeah. The Jodeci days are over. The good times are over, y'all. It's gonna get rough. It is the future is not looking too bright. So in order for you to not get sucked into the demonic forces and all that stuff that are out here running rampant, you got to get your mind together. That is it. And it requires you to say no to a lot of stuff. It's going to require you to say no to quite a bit of things that are quite normal and quite a part of your everyday life. That's what you're going to have to do. In order for you to be in a position where you can pick from the remnants of quality men that'll be left, this is what you'll have to do. So you have to be your best to attract the best. Let me say that again. You have to be your best to attract the best. And if you are slacking, if you are lowballing yourself, if you're only making 50% effort, that's all you're going to get at the end of the day. It's really all you're going to get. Don't expect anything else. Stop expecting more than what you're putting out. Now trannies are browbeating us into believing they are women. I already said that. Said that several times in several lives. That's what's happening now. Your womanhood is being taken from underneath you. And if you're not careful, men in dresses are going to be the standard. And you as a woman, you're as a natural woman, you'll be considered antiquated and a has-been and imperfect, because that's what's happening now. A natural woman is imperfect. She is flawed. She is fish. She's a fish. You're a fish, but he's a shit. But that's better than... Somehow shit is better than fish. Go figure on that. I don't know. Go figure that. I don't know. I heard a YouTube say black women are upset with trannies because they are more feminine than us. I don't get into debates about feminine or not feminine with men who like dicks. I don't do that. A lot of these men that say that secretly are sucking dicks anyway. So I don't do that. Men who say that want to wear the panties anyway. He want to suck a dick like you. We don't argue with those kind of men. We have nothing to say to them. There's nothing to prove. When they say stuff like that, you give them the floor and let them trip on their own saliva. Let them trip on their own lip. You know, femininity. A man's gonna tell me that another man is more feminine than me. Let him have it. Let them have it, because these men want dicks. There's a lot of men out here that want chicks with dicks. You have to let them go. You don't argue with those. You don't argue with those. Not at all. The definition of femininity is being changed right before our eyes too. So it is what it is. Well, what is femininity? Flicking your hair. Is that what being feminine is? Flicking your hair and wearing heels. Is that all womanhood is about? Let me sip my water. Whatever. Whatever. If he see a man as more femme, then he's gay, period. That's what it is. That is what it is. Chance, you asked what exactly is womanhood about? Now you see, that's a question 20 years ago we never asked that. Your father never had to ask that. Your mother never had to contemplate that. And now, in the society that we live in, men have to ask that now. How about that? What is womanhood now? Now we don't know. All of this is by design, though. All of it is by design. You want to know what womanhood is? Ask your mom. Ask your mom. Cis women lost their womanhood. Any woman that calls themselves a cis woman has lost their womanhood. I reject that term. There's no motherfucker that's going to call me cis anything. Like I said before, that sounds like some goddamn, like a fucking wound or infection or some shit. You're not going to call me that. You're not going to call me that. No, sir. No, sir. Not at all. So there you go. There are still men, beautiful men nonetheless. Careful with that. Careful with that. Like I said, vanity is a woman's downfall. The reason why we agree to everything we agree to that we shouldn't is because of vanity. I say this all the time on my channel. This is one of the reasons why it is the UGC, the Ugly Girls Club, because we have to give that back. We have to get rid of the validation that comes with it, the heavy posturing and the illusions and the categorization and, you're worth this and you're not worth that and all that stuff that comes with the vanity thing and the acceptance that we have of other people based on how they look, because women are doing that. We have to give back vanity, and then we could go to merit. Then we could it peels back everything and just deals with what is. When you give up vanity, we're dealing with what is true. What is true, because vanity is usually illusionary based. It's for the most part not really real. It really isn't. It's just a form of manipulation. It's magic. It's kind of like magic. But we got to be careful not to fall victim to it. And most women are. Most women are. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So y'all, I'm out. I'm out. I appreciate y'all for coming on, riding with me for this little bit of time. And I think I will do another live tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Please like up the stream, share the video, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.